Come on. Okay, you're live. I'll do it back.
Hey,
Wait a minute. No, you're not plugged in.
okay. Am I or am I not?
Well, you should be plugged in. It doesn't say. Hey, Tommy.
Hey, y'all. I'm good. How are you? Well, good. That's always a plus. Oh, I think it'd probably be important. Okay. Oh, you thought it was going to snow today?
What are you doing?
He's got his snow brush. He thought it was going to snow today.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Can they hear us okay?
I can't find me yet.
Oh. Huh? I can't hear you. Who did? No. Sue says I can't go. Well, this is the wrong time of year to go up there.
A seal or anything you bring home? Seal or a bear or anything?
Did I see a bear?
Nice to see you, Sue. Glad your ears work.
See you, Tommy.
Oh, my. How come I'm not finding me?
Here we go. Hang on.
Be careful.
It should be live. So I know. Yes, that's so right there, live. I'll wait for it to come up. There it is. My cut. New timeout links. You can now put people in timeout for different lengths ranging from 10 seconds to 24 hours. Or I could put them in YouTube jail.
That's always
See,
important.
they've updated again. So I can only say, somebody say something. Can you hear us okay? Can you not hear us okay? I'm trying something a little different with StreamYard instead of going straight to YouTube.
I'm not finding it
That
at all.
tells me that we can hear it okay.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not finding me at all.
Well, that means you're not subscribed to my channel.
Oh, come on.
Well, you should be notified on your email.
I don't know. Anyhow, hey, we're glad to be back. Like, as usual, we can't get our shit together. So, okay. Wow, gee.
Where am I at here? That's not email.
What?
That's not email that I'm looking at.
I go from the YouTube. I don't
I
use my
said,
email.
that's where you get notified at. I'm on StreamYard, not YouTube. Where's your email?
Okay.
Right there, skip live.
Oh my goodness. Hey.
See? Did you miss this?
Yeah, you had to miss this, yeah.
Marsha. Oh, Phil Beard. Says moderate volume. Well, I'm going through StreamYard. It should be the same. I got the same mics and the same everything. So if it's not loud enough, I can't turn them up. There's nothing I can do. Let me turn my mic on. I got the same mics and the same everything. So if it's not loud enough, I can't turn them up. My cell phone sounds like it's loud enough, Phil.
Okay.
I got to turn it back down though, so otherwise you hear feedback.
Oh. Okay, I feel for you if it's still cold up there. We made it back in time for the cool down here, but you know, cool down here is.
Oh crap! I ain't got my hat on.
Cool down here isn't what you expect.
I'm going to ruin my image.
Oh, ruin his image. Yeah, we hurried back because it started getting chilly up north. But it's good to be home. We love traveling, but it's always good to be home. And I said, and this, the snowbirds are coming back. Some of our neighbors are here, not all of them, but some of them, and we're glad to see them. And I got to mention one of my next door neighbor, Mary Ann. She's wonderful. She took care of all my plants for me while I was gone, and they're still beautiful. She did such a good job, and I thank you so much, Mary Ann and Fred.
By the way, I want to say real quick that we're going to try to keep this show down to about an hour, maybe a little bit longer than an hour. There's a reason for that. I didn't plug my iPad in early enough to get 100% charge. So when we sat down here, it's like 83%. I'm going to guess that's an hour, maybe a little bit longer than an hour, and that'll be it. Also, I've been in contact with Craig, and we're setting it up probably about next Tuesday. I don't know the exact time. You guys that are subscribed, watch your notifications. I'll put up a thing. I'm going to do it here on StreamYard. So you'll see a warning on a thumbnail or a notification on one of my thumbnails like this one. They'll say what time and what date. We're going to go live with Craig Morrison for two reasons. He's going to give us a rundown of why the Villages Hospital got a 1-star rating. He knows why. He's going to tell us how that's done. And then two is, if you got any kind of medical or Medicare questions and or Florida insurance questions, that'll be the show to come to. It'll be this next Tuesday. So write it down on your calendar. Don't send me an email saying, what time did you say? What's the thumbnails?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and we all, Craig's very knowledgeable about that kind of thing. And I know all of you coming down here, some of you that's already here, but all of you coming down here are having to make that decision on Medicare and what medical things to go to. And I said, Craig knows his stuff. And so yeah, you all want to come to the live show next Tuesday. I believe that's the 17th. I'm guessing. I think it's the 17th.
Next Tuesday.
Okay. And time?
I don't know yet. I got to work it out with Craig. That's what I say. Watch for the thumbnail.
Yeah, we will announce the time coming. Oh, thank you. You like my shirt? This is actually, it's my Christmas shirt, but I like it.
Hi, Rick. Rick Anderson.
Oh, Tom Tomers has missed my Wednesday fix. Welcome back. Well, thanks, guys. Like I said, we missed doing this on Wednesday. We really did. And like I said, it's kind of one of those things you get in the habit of, every Wednesday we know we're going to do this. And then when we take off,
Tommy's out rolling around. That tells me that Lou ain't here.
No, she's not here.
I didn't think so.
I'm hoping, hoping she gets back, but she's in the middle of selling the house and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be a while before she gets here. Brenda W says, hi, Skip and Sue. We missed you. Well, we missed you too. That's why I said we love traveling, but that's the thing we miss is we miss being with you guys. And we got a lot of stuff going on. October is kind of full of all kinds of things. And one thing I did want to tell you about is I seen it in the Happy Paper today or yesterday.
Matter of fact, speaking of the devil, I hate to butt in, but Craig Morrison is on here.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Craig.
She had a brain fart.
I did. In the paper was a thing about a free show at the Polo Club. It's sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield, I believe. And nice, it's a free show on Tuesday. And it's got the Blues Brothers and Scooter will be there. So I said, that seems like something worthwhile to see. And I said, it's totally free. So y'all get a chance. Y'all go to the Polo Club and take a look. I think it's going to be a big event.
Craig Gallagher says hello from damp, cool St. Thomas, Ontario. Matter of fact, the people across the street over here is from Canada.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly where. Ontario or New Mexico. I don't know.
No. They haven't made that part of Canada yet.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah. Ann from Richmond. So glad you're back. You're correct. Last Wednesday was the last summer day. It was, and I said we headed back. Did we head back Wednesday? Wednesday or Thursday?
What day's today?
Today's Wednesday.
I know, but we didn't head back. We headed back. It was on the weekend. Because I said I hate coming to Buc-ee's on weekends.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Buc-ee's were one Buc-ee's we went into. I went in the daytime. This is what I like doing nighttime driving. We went in in the day because she likes to look at scenery. I hate driving during the day.
Yeah.
And this Buc-ee's, I kid you not, probably took us 15 minutes just to get into the parking lot.
Yeah.
It was back down.
I have never seen one so bad. I thought the one in Houston was bad, but this was even worse.
And I talked to the guy that was there doing the trash outside. He said on weekends, he says it's like that every weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that was the one at the last one. The one south of Macon.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of the town. It'll be on the videos when they come out. And nice guys though. I mean, I talked to a lot of people that work at Buc-ee's. They're all super nice.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, my God, it's crazy around here. I said, is it always like this? He said, every weekend. He said, this is all I do all day long is empty trash. He said, by the time I get to the last trash barrel, I go all the way back to the first one and start over again, and it's overfilling. He said, all weekend.
Yeah. And needless to say, we didn't spend much time. We got our gas and moved on.
We did. I don't like hanging around crowds. I don't like crowds. I don't like driving in crowds. I don't like being in crowds. So we got our gas and got out of there and went from Macon. I don't know, where did we stop? I don't even remember where we stopped. We make a lot of stops, or at least I do. I stop, take 2-hour naps, watch TV for a while, have a sandwich, move on down the road. Stop again, have a sandwich, watch TV for a while, take a nap, move on down the road.
We're old. It's allowed.
Cracker Barrel. We stopped somewhere at Cracker Barrel. We stopped at a lot of Cracker Barrels this trip.
We did. We spent a lot of time in Cracker
I
Barrels.
spent $0 at any campground or anything going north. I spent $0 all the time we were in Indiana. I spent $0 as far as campground goes in Tennessee, but I probably spent over $1,000 at hotel rooms. You'll see more about that on the videos.
Oh yeah, and it was a fun trip. It was kind of not exactly what we planned. It never is, but it was a fun trip, and we found some amazing things that were just along the road. And I said we love doing that, and you'll see in the videos I look like death warmed over when I travel. I love doing it, but like I said, our schedules are so different. And I said he's a night person, I'm a day person. So when he drives all night, I can't, I can't sleep. But I'm nodding off every 5 minutes. And so I always look awful. But
I tell her all the time, there's a bed back there. Go back there and go to bed.
I
Camper
can't
ride's
do that.
pretty good. I mean, if you watch the videos, it's not real noisy.
Yeah.
Camper ride's pretty good, as long as the roads are decent. So there's no reason why she can't go back there and go to sleep.
Yeah. But I can't when somebody else is
I
driving.
know what it's all about. She wants to see what we're going to run into.
Yeah.
I had a buddy I used to truck with out California. He was an ornery cuss. And me and him got along real well. Middle of the night, I'm back there sleeping. He's yelling at me. Floyd! That's my real name. Floyd! I wake up, what? He said, you ain't going to believe what we're fixing to run into. He'd wake me up for that kind of crap all the time. Well, welcome Canada. Tell your friends if they're interested in the retirement community in Florida, the Villages is the largest, fastest growing one in the nation, if not the world. Come to these Porch Settins. We're glad to answer questions if we can. If we don't have the answer, I trust me when I tell you there's enough people on the chat that know more about the Villages than I do, and they can answer them for you. Craig Morrison is on here, and all these people are very knowledgeable about what goes on around here.
And Craig is our Medicare guy. He's
That's
our
our Medicare expert.
Yeah, and he. Like I said, if you watch the chat, and I said we have pretty much the same people every week that follow us, and they are so knowledgeable about things that we can't know everything. This place is 145,000 people, so there's a lot of stuff to take in, and so. But like I said, a lot of our subscribers they know what we don't know. So if you've got a question, put it on there. If we can't answer it, they pretty much can help you.
We stopped at. I get these emails when we're traveling, And you got to know that my videos are always behind. If you see a video that says we're spending 2 nights here in Lexington, Kentucky, for example, obviously I'm in Florida. My videos are always behind. But when I'm traveling and I post videos while we do travel, I didn't do it this time because it seemed to be confusing to a lot of people. That I would say, well, here I am in Lexington, and somebody say, hey, I'd like to have a meet and greet or something, or whatever. Well, can you meet me over here or over there? Well, by the time I see that video in Lexington, we're probably in Indianapolis. I mean, goofing around, we're not even there. So I just decided I wasn't going to do it this time. I don't want to confuse people. Obviously, this shouldn't confuse people. You see that we're here if you're subscribed. If they're not subscribed to the RV channel and this channel, then they might get confused. I don't know. But there was a couple of people that they sent me emails a long time ago. And Christian.
The Wise Christian Channel.
Wise Christian Channel was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if you ever come through Lexington where you got time, he says, let me know. He said, I'd love to be able to maybe have a drink or two or a sandwich or something. We didn't care. And well, because of the RV work that was being done, we ended up boondocking right before the work started at Cabela's up there. And I've been at Cabela's up there before. And they welcome RVers to come to that parking lot and spend the night. You know, they don't care. So I knew I could do that. It was late when I got there. And when I say late, I'm talking 1, 2 o'clock in the morning late. And I'm just going to go to Cabela's and boondock it there. And that's what we did. So I sent him an email, let me know we were there. If he was still interested, let me know. I'll be there for a couple of days. Let me know. And he never got back to me. So this is the confusion that happens on the road. That, you know, emails versus text versus comments. I can't go to a video and comment on something that you said 2 months ago. So if I have an email, then I'll email you. If I have a phone number, I will text you. And apparently, when he got the email, he didn't look at it or something. I don't know. Craig is just as bad. I had a conversation with him today. I bet I've left him 10 different emails and text messages and phone calls because I wanted to do this live thing before we went to Indiana. And he's busy though right now. I keep forgetting that October is the time of the year where Medicare is when you can change your plans or whatever.
Yeah.
And Craig is swamped because he's the man.
Yeah. Oh, and Jerry Bell said, did you miss me too? Yes, Jerry, we missed you.
No,
too.
Jerry, I got your stuff every day. I told Sue, I said, when is this guy going to go home? No, I'm just kidding.
This is a odd name. Miscellany. Anyone in the chat know anyone in the chess club here in the Villages? No one is answering at the email in the club listing. Well, guys, if anybody knows anybody in the chess club, I try to answer his question there because he's not being able to get a hold of him. And sometimes it's a seasonal thing. Sometimes the clubs are only here during the winter, or they're only available during the winter, and they go home for the summertime. So it's a possibility that whoever's running that club isn't back yet. It seems like they will be soon, because I said people are coming back right now. But a lot of times that's why you can't get a hold of them.
This Mindy says the lady in the Lake Sumter Landing logo store told her she heard. That's the key thing right there. She heard that Cracker Barrel is going out of business. Have you heard anything like that? That's something all over the internet. This lady's reading too much on the internet, and she believes everything she's reading on the internet. I've seen the same thing on the internet saying, going out of business forever, going out of business forever. But yet I go to all the different Cracker Barrel websites, and I have their app. And I use that app on the road when we're traveling for the RV parking. And I've talked to a lot of people that work at these Cracker Barrels, ask them straight out. Managers say, hey, is there any kind of problem with Cracker Barrel going out of business or whatever? Because this is what you hear all the time. And they're all saying they hear these rumors, but she said nothing's ever been told to them. They don't know anything that's going on. And every Cracker Barrel we've been in for lunch or dinner or whatever, they're swamped. Yeah. So I don't know if I believe that or not. I mean, it could be true, I suppose, but I'm not seeing no evidence of it.
Yeah. And Dee Dee Burke wants to know if you ever tried the Grippo chips in the freezer.
Somebody else asked me that a while back, put them in the freezer.
Yeah, because I think it was her said try them in the freezer.
Well, the thing about Grippos is they're soft.
Yeah.
And they crumble in the bag really bad. No, I've never done that. Maybe I'll try that.
But it does make them crisp.
Does it?
Yeah. Yeah. I've had others in the freezer, not those particular kind, but let's see. My phone has been so wonky. I had another update, and how these things, they make everything crazy. And I said, so I'm still trying to work the kinks out from the update. So let's see. Pam Ruthenbeck, hi from Michigan. Welcome back, Skip and Sue. We like Cracker Barrels too. We like them. They have decent food, and all. But like I said, sometimes you get tired of it if you eat a whole lot of it. It's good at home cooking. We did run into one. Now, it wasn't this time, but it was, I think, when we was on our way back from Texas. We run into one, and it's the worst I'd ever been in.
Cracker Barrel?
Yeah. But that was the only one so far that.
I don't know what the deal was about that one either, other than we got there late.
Yeah.
They closed, I think, at 10 o'clock at the one we were at. And I went in there, it was dark. But I've also said 8 o'clock.
It was 8, and it took probably 45 minutes to get a seat.
Table.
Yeah.
And the weird thing was, the table she sat us at didn't have a waiter assigned to that table. I swear to you. I don't know how anybody could be that dumb. So they called somebody in, actually, a girl, if I remember right. She came walking through the door, came in with her sweater or sweatshirt on, whatever. And she told us, she said, they called me in because they were shorthanded. And she came straight to our table.
Yeah.
Now, by this time, we'd been there well over an hour. Now we're pushing 9 o'clock, maybe 9:15. And they close at 10. Now the place is emptying out. There's like nobody in it but me and Sue. And I ordered my dinner. She left. She came back. And she said they didn't have any of that. Sold out or whatever. So I ended up eating something I really didn't want, but I just wanted something. The parking lot where we were supposed to park the RV, the guy told us you couldn't park there. You had to go across the street to a hotel and park over there. I told Sue, I said, there's something weird about that. I've never done that at any Cracker Barrel, and I'm not doing that here, so we left.
Okay. And Jerry says they're closing a few locations, not the whole chain.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I said that would make sense because all businesses do that. They check their plus and minuses, and some of them don't do as well. So that would make
does the same
sense.
thing. They closed a lot of Walmart stores.
Yeah.
Because they're not profitable.
And I heard an interesting thing this morning. They said that Target and Walmart are rethinking the self-checkout.
No shit. I'm sorry. Trucker talk.
Yeah, and I'm glad. I thought they really didn't care what people thought, but obviously they're listening to the feedback because I don't know of anybody. Well, I know of one person, and they work there, so I don't know of anybody else that really liked the self-checkout thing. It was too much of a problem, and so many of them are going to that. I just thought it was a done deal. But I said that's what it said in the paper, if you want to believe the articles. But it said that they were rethinking.
I forget who I was talking to. Somebody that worked security at Walmart once or something. We was traveling. And he said ever since they started self-checkout, he said their shoplifting attempts have skyrocketed. I looked at him and I go, no shit. Who would have thought that?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Cute.
Tammy Fergus says I had friends that went to the Buc-ee's when they opened in Sevierville, Tennessee. It was a total nightmare. I could believe that.
Well,
Especially there.
Sevierville, period, is a total nightmare.
Yeah, it's like one way roads in, one way roads out. Oh my God! I don't care if I ever go back to Gatlinburg during the summer.
Yeah.
I might consider a winter, but that place is a nightmare.
Yeah. Oh, Rizzo says they're heading back to the Keys tomorrow for the NASCAR race in Homestead, Miami next weekend.
Oh,
Sounds like fun. Yeah.
Craig says hello, Uncle Phil. Everybody knows Phil.
Yeah, and Phil keeps us supplied with his yummy fudge, and I'm not able to drink all the booze that he's brought. Bless his heart. He's a wonderful cook too.
We ate all the fudge, right?
Yeah, and the chicken wings, and like I said, he's a wonderful cook. And I said we love trying out his stuff.
By the way, you'll see it on the video. I did while I was in Indiana. get me at least one pizza that was good.
Yes, yes.
I didn't eat it all because I got the wrong size again. I asked her, I said, what size did we get the last time? We almost ate all of it by like one piece or two. Because we eat till we just can't eat no more. And she said, I don't remember. I said, well, let's just get the large.
Yeah, and if we hadn't been having trouble with the camper, we was going to bring some home in the freezer.
Yeah.
But like I said, we was having trouble with electricity going out, so we didn't take a chance.
Yeah. There'll be more about that in the videos.
Yeah, yeah.
This
It's
lithium swap for me, let's just say didn't work out, and you'll see more about that on the video.
Yeah. So we spent a lot of time in Kentucky.
A lot of time
While
in
they
the
were working on the
backwoods,
camp.
valleys, hills, Kentucky.
Yeah, but we found some great stuff.
We
Gotta
were
say.
on roads, I swear to God, were like 1-lane roads, but they weren't. They were 2-lane roads. No emergency pull-offs whatsoever. And I asked who driving on these roads, I said, what do you do if you have a flat tire here? You're just screwed. But I did see gas in Kentucky for under $3, like that place where we dropped the car.
Well, there was one $2.97. We went to a Buc-ee's that was $2.89. There was several times that we filled up that it was under $3.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Georgia's usually good. Usually the southern part of Georgia, just before you get into Florida, that's the kind of the lowest gas prices that we
Yeah.
see on that trip up north.
Yeah.
But this time, like I said, they was even in Kentucky. It was really low. So
Yeah. I can only say that if you're coming to Florida for vacation or whatever, and you're driving, when you get down to about the 6-mile marker on I-75, there's several gas stations in that whole area. Stop and top your tanks off before you cross that border. Because you might buy it there for $2.85 right now. As soon as you cross that Florida border, it might jump up to $3.59. I mean, I don't know what gas is in Florida right now. I didn't pay no attention. But yeah, I did. I bought gas.
yeah, it was $3.49. I think.
$3.49.
Um,
I'm
Okay.
surprised that this guy that's wanting to find out about the chess club is whoever's running that. They have a list of clubs, and then they have like phone numbers or emails next to whoever runs that club.
and he said nobody's answering.
I don't
the
understand
phone.
why they're not doing that. Why they're not getting back to them.
Yeah.
See, this is the problem you have with old people. Old people, listen up. If you have emails, go check them once in a while.
No, I said it could be a seasonal thing. They may not be back yet. Because a lot of these
people that
clubs,
thought they missed me, they're not going to miss me after today.
well, like I said, some of these clubs are just seasonal. They're only in the wintertime. And some of the people don't come back until January. Most of them do, but a lot of them don't come back until January.
Then why is he running a club? If he's only going to be here 6 months out of the year, he should not be running anything.
A lot of times it's a matter of who quit and he had to take over, that kind of thing. So, but there's a lot of clubs that do that. They don't run in the summer.
What I'm getting at, is this a villages sponsored club, or is this just a neighborhood club?
That I don't know.
See,
It's
that's
the
you got to
chess
find
club.
out. It could be. Well, they had clubs here in my neighborhood. Year when we first moved in, one of them was poker night, and it had nothing to do with the villages. Somebody started poker night here, and they were going up. They reserved a room at the rec center up here, like one day a month, and they would all go up there, and they had different tables. Different tables played different poker games. I don't know all the poker games. One of them was something about 7-card something. I don't know all the poker games, but that had nothing to do with the villages. And the guy that run that lived right over here, next door to me. Now he's not in this neighborhood anymore. Now, if anybody would get a hold of him, you're just going to waste your time because he's not in this neighborhood anymore.
Well, like I said, hoping maybe somebody on here knew what the things were, but evidently,
Well, I
Not
don't
yet.
know what it is either. I'm just stating a fact that if you're part-time, and if this is a village-sponsored club that goes year-round, then why are you running this club? Because you're not here year-round. So that tells me maybe it's not a villages club. It's
Right.
a neighborhood thing.
yes, and it was Pizza King in Indiana.
That's my second best.
Yeah, like I said our first is the family is totally out of business, but second best was Pizza King, and I said it was just as good as it's always been.
Oh, my
Love
daughter's on here. The daughter I never had.
Oh, Julie.
Julie's on here. Hi,
Hey,
Sorry we didn't get to stop by and see you up there, but we were having some problems here and there, and so I had to cut the trip a little short as far as running around seeing everybody. Next time.
Yeah, yeah. Jerry says the stores that cut staff and added self checkout have had problems with theft. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. So there's an interesting article from someone at Lowe's, and they haven't had problems because they didn't do this.
Tracy Swartz, which is a member of the channel, says, "Welcome back from the soon-to-be frozen tundra." Welcome back from the soon-to-be frozen tundra. I don't know where that is. Tundra's Alaska, right?
Well, I think she's maybe Ontario. I'm not
Ah, we'll do what my neighbor did down here. Just come on down.
sure. Yeah.
He's a fellow Canadian. He's got like 4 bedrooms over there, and they only use one. Show you to God, he's got room for you.
Kevin says it's 44 this morning. Kevin Jack, yeah.
44. When we left Indiana, the nights, the day before was fine. The nights were getting chilly anyway. But if the nights are getting down to, say, in the high 40s, low 50s, I'm good. Matter of fact, I sleep better. But then that last night we was there, I woke up 2 or 3 times during the night and I had to fire the furnace on because it got down in the 30s.
Yeah.
And so we just decided that maybe we start moseying back. The RV was done, ready to go. We grabbed it. We took off. And may I say, ever since we put things back the way it was, we haven't had any problem.
Yeah.
I just think I need to get a couple new house batteries because the ones that are in there are old, and they're at least one of them starting to get weak on me. So just to, I just like to have everything new and fresh. And, I'd like to put deep cycle. I got deep cycles. I'm sorry, not deep cycles. I want to get them other ones. What do they call them? If you get the big batteries that'll fit in there, and they're 100 amp hour a piece, because they're lead acid, I can only use 50% of that. So I end up with a total of 50 amp hour per battery. But for us, the way we do things, it's okay. Those are the expensive ones. Those are the ones that are like $300 a piece. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
Well, Kevin K says 59 now in the port. Supposed to reach a high of 67, a low of 37. Yeah. It was one of those things where you had a cold front coming in, and then it was supposed to go, the temperature was supposed to go back up. Same way here, we actually had a cold front come through here, which means below 70. But it's 80 during the daytime and 70 to 60 in the evening. And that's just wonderful weather here, I think.
Well, the humidity here is way down.
Yeah, I could breathe today.
We're sitting outside. There's a little bit of a breeze here. It looks like it could rain, really.
It's supposed to. It's supposed to rain all afternoon and tonight and probably most of tomorrow because of something that's in the Gulf. There's some kind of system in the Gulf. And
I got to replace another sprinkler head because the guy that mows my yard broke another one. It's frustrating after a while.
Okay. Dale McNair says, are you meaning gel batteries?
No, I know what you're talking about. I had a gel battery as the battery, what do you call it? The start battery under the hood for the motor. But for the chassis, I wanted to upgrade to lithium because lithium batteries, if you get a 100 amp hour battery, literally you could drain those batteries almost to nothing. It doesn't hurt the battery at all. And then charge it back up. They last longer and you don't hurt the battery. But on my rig, with the way it's built, which is something nobody knew, there's problems that popped up with it, and I just couldn't use them. I mean, I probably could have, but then they wanted to get into tearing this out to put that in. I'm not big on doing that. So I just said, no, I don't want to do that. Let's just put it back the way it was, and that's what we did. And so that's where it is now. That's where I'm going to leave it. Yeah. But HEM is HEM batteries. You got deep cycle and then HEM. Might be AGM batteries. Those are the bigger ones. Yeah. But those are the pricier ones.
Oh, and somebody wants to know what your favorite wrestlers, all-time wrestlers were.
Wrestler?
Wrestlers.
You mean like
fighting guys?
Like Hulk Hogan?
Yes, like Hulk Hogan.
Well, probably one of I like to watch the old wrestling stuff when I was a kid. A friend of mine, Dick Rumler, which is Julie's dad, whenever they had Saturday night main events on TV, either I went to his house or he came to my house, and we'd have the biggest bowl of popcorn and iced tea and Cokes, and we watched it because we know it's all, I won't say fake, but we all know it's all scripted. But it was just amazing to me to watch some of these 500-pound guys fly through the air and do what they do and
Yeah.
not get hurt, and the act they put on. But I like to watch the Warrior a lot because I thought he played a crazy Indian guy. I like that.
And Dick the Bruiser.
This goes back when I lived as a kid. Dick the Bruiser, and he had a brother or a cousin named Crusher. They're both from Germany, if I remember right, or Russia. Because Bruiser, that's the state's name. He had a bar in Indianapolis too, and there's a story about Dick the Bruiser. I might do that on one of my podcasts, a story about Dick the Bruiser and Wilbur Snyder, Bobo Brazil, all them guys as a kid. My dad took me to the local, what's that, auditorium
Oh yeah.
with the military guys.
Yeah, and I'm
God damn it.
blanking right now. I know
National
it's-
Guard. The local National Guard Armory
The Armory,
I think it was in Newcastle, Indiana, which is close to Anderson. Might have been in Anderson. I don't remember where it was at. But anyway, we go there, and I got autographs from all those guys. And I can remember as a kid looking up, standing in line for a guy like Bobo Brazil or Wilbur Snyder, thinking to myself, man, these guys are giants.
Yeah.
I mean, they just look so big to me.
Yeah. Oh. And Marcia, I had heard about Gizmo. I just in passing, and I said when we were gone, somebody had sent me an email. I don't know, did he have a problem or, was it just old age?
Who?
Gizmo, Jerry and Linda's dog,
Oh, I don't know.
little dog. Yeah, he was just cute as could be. And I said, we actually talked to a lady about a dog who was in Kentucky. And,
No, we did not.
well,
She did.
yeah, I did. But I said, it's kind of far away. But yeah, I feel sorry that they lost Gizmo. It's like losing part of your family. It really, really is. I never thought I'd feel that way, but I do.
By the way, since we were gone, I don't like to bring up bad news. I just like to let you guys know what life's like in a retirement community, and you got to be prepared for some of this. We lost another neighbor. Lady over there, they hadn't heard from her for a while, and I guess her neighbor went over there to check on her, and she was laying on the living room floor. Took her to the hospital, and she had a brain bleed,
That's what they said, yeah.
and then she passed away a few days later.
Yeah.
So that's what happens around here.
Yeah.
You got a friend today, and they're gone tomorrow. I know it's easy to say, well, everybody goes through, well, you should expect that. It's called God's waiting room. That's true. But when it happens to somebody you personally know lives across the street, that you've played cards with, and these girls have played cards, and they go out to a ladies' lunch and a ladies' breakfast. They do this stuff all the time for 9 years now, and now she's gone.
Yeah, that's something you just have to get used to because we're all of a certain age, and it's hard. It really is. And I said I'm trying to think of the name.
So car guy, miss you, Sue. Oh, and Skip too. Oh,
Thank you. Like I said, we missed y'all. I said we
Brenda W.
like
says
doing this.
she hears us very well. Yeah, this is something different. I'm trying. I'm not sure I'll do it again. The reason why I tried using the StreamYard this time is because, as you know, when I go to YouTube and do it, the hardest part is getting the camera set up where you can see us both. With StreamYard, I don't go on the air till I hit the button that says go live, but the camera's on, and I can see everything before I go live.
Not that it helped us any today, but next time we'll know better.
But I don't know if I'm going to do it anymore because there's a certain amount of people here that's saying that we're not very loud. And it might be because we're going through StreamYard. I don't know that. I just thought it was something I'd try.
Yeah. And Cindy Rowland says but you're having fun right up to the end if you're lucky. Yes, that's just it. We're in. Like I said, it might be God's waiting room, but we're enjoying our life here. Dick the Bruiser was born on January 27th, 1929 in Delphi, Indiana. His name was William Fritz Apples. He
What's
played
that last name?
Apples. And
I know the story about him. I can't remember what country he's originally from. I thought maybe Russia or something like that, but I'm not sure.
he played 4 seasons with the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, he was a professional football. He lost a bicep in one arm, lost a tricep in the other arm. How he ended up in wrestling, I'm not 100% sure. But Chuck Marlowe at that time was the announcer for WTTV Channel 4 Saturday Morning Wrestling. Now, I remember all that crap, but I can't remember to take my medicine.
Oh, Tierra Main says, hi guys, we're at the airport in Orlando. We reserved a car, but the line is super long. Is there a better way to get to the villages? And do they have car rentals in the villages we could try?
Yeah, they do have car rentals here, but I wouldn't guarantee that there'd be anything for you to rent. Because when you get to certain months of the year around here, they run out of cars. People are coming in for the winter.
Yeah.
We noticed the traffic on I-75 coming south and all the out-of-state cars, and they're all heading to Florida. So a lot of the snowbirds that used to show up after Christmas, January, February, March was always the season here. They're coming in October, and then some of them don't leave until May. And so this is what you got to contend with. We tried to rent a car one time to go somewhere. I forget where it was at. The guy simply told me we ain't got any cars.
Yeah, but they also had the
Shuttle.
villages van, the airport van, villages airport van.
What airport's you at?
He said Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Well, yeah, the Village's airport van, but don't you have to reserve that?
Yeah, you can call them if they've got a van there. If they've got room, I'm sure that they'd pick you up. There's also Groom Transportation, which has took over for the Villages shuttle. I've not heard good things about them. They've kind of been swamped because of the takeover. But we've always used the Village Airport van with no problem. And they've always been very punctual and never had any oops, when it comes to not getting there on time or anything like that. And I think I'd give them a call. They have a van that's there. I think they pick up every half hour. One side is 15 minutes, the other side 15 minutes. But it's called the Village Airport van. And I don't happen to have the number with me. I've got it in there on the fridge. The problem that most people cite with the airport van is that they pick up people from outside of the villages also. So getting home or getting to the villages may take a little bit more time than if you took a private car. But it's not been a big deal. It's not a deal breaker for me as long as they're punctual. And I got left once at the airport in the middle of the night because our plane come in late. That was with a different company. Village Airport van.
I remember right, they were having a thunderstorm and they wouldn't unload the plane.
Right. So we were late in getting to the van area. But the airport van, they actually sent another one back for me, which, it was after they go 24 hours where the other shuttle service was just, several hours. I think they quit like at 10 o'clock. And so I was kind of left there, but the airport van, they're 24 hours.
Well, they have 2 car rental companies here. One is Enterprise, which is up by Lake Central Landing, I believe. And then there's a Hertz. Where's Hertz?
It's in Spanish Springs.
Hertz is in Spanish Springs. So I know you got 2 here you can call. Anything outside the villages, I don't know.
Yeah.
They also have Uber. It's a long way to go, and I don't know what they charge you, but I know Uber, it goes into Orlando all the time, and I see them come here.
Yeah.
And there's another one called Lyft.
Yeah, Lyft.
I don't know how any of that works. I've never used it, but it's an option.
Yeah. And my sister-in-law took the Lyft from the airport to Cocoa Beach, I think. And I said, oh, my God, you're going to pay a fortune. But she didn't. And I said it was really, really reasonable considering she'd had to find transportation. And I was kind of surprised about that. But yeah, I've used the Uber Medical here in the villages. But I've never used Lyft, but I know she did, and she was very pleased with it. And then, Jerry and Phil's got the page up for the rental cars. So I hope you get here.
V1954 says, "Hey, Skip and Sue, my husband and I would forget our meds, but now we each have a day-to-day pill container." I have one of those. I do. Probably,
Yeah, if he can find it.
I usually throw it in a drawer in my studio because that's where everything's at in the studio. When I get done here, I'm going to go in there and start working on next Friday's news. This Friday will be another short news. Actually, I'll tell you what, I've gotten a lot of good response about the short news compared to the long news. I'll call it long news. I'm not sure if they like it better or if they like the long news better. Let me know in the comments because the short news is actually easier to do, but I'd have to do more of them to give you any kind of news at all. Like I'd have to do a news on Monday, a news on Wednesday, a news on Friday to keep up with everything. And I'm not real sure I want to do that either. But let me know what you think about the short news. That was a quick thing I wanted to put up. So while we were gone, I scheduled it. Patreon got a lot of it. There's something news on Patreon you guys didn't probably even get. But if I can encourage all of you to go to the Patreon page and join there. I got YouTube members, but be 100% honest with you, there might come a day where I'm going to close out the YouTube members. It's just getting to be too hard to put special stuff on YouTube members, special stuff for Patreon members. Then I got the RV channel, and I got the Villages channel. And I think I'm spread myself a little thin, and so I'd like to get things narrowed down to a couple of things and then go full-time into that and be done with it.
Dale says him and his buddy enjoy the long news.
Okay?
Kelly B says she likes the shorter version.
I know that's what I get. I get half and half, and I don't know what to do there. I mean, I'm trying to do things to get you guys to like it because if you like it, you're going to tell your friends to come and watch it, and then they'll subscribe. And it, I get more and more subscribers by doing that. And that's what it's all about.
Vic has to go get his haircut. Bye, Vic. Have a great day.
See you, Vic. Thanks for coming, buddy.
Pamela Hall, hi, welcome back. I like both short and long news. Keep the news coming. Well, there you go. It's kind of a toss-up. I guess you could, if they didn't have anything decent in the news, just make it a short one. I don't know.
Yeah, Kelly B says she likes the short news. You already say that?
Yeah. And then Jerry said, did you fill up on pork tenderloin? Did you bring any back? Jerry
No,
did.
because we were having some RV problems and I wasn't too sure that the refrigerator was going to continue to run because you'll see it in the videos. The long and short of it is the lithium batteries went to sleep on me once for no reason, and I had to get them woke up, and I didn't know how to do that, but we did get them woke up. And then the generator got it started. It run fine, but for some reason it wouldn't go through the what's that big box called that you had to put in there to convert
Converter.
things? The converter. It wouldn't go through the converter to charge the lithium batteries, and it was just one thing after another right after that. And then it got to the point where we had nothing in the camper. And when you got no 12 volt in the camper, it means you can't flush your toilet because your 12 volt pump don't work. No lights, no anything.
And even though the fridge was on gas.
The gas was running on gas 24 hours a day.
But it did go out also because of.
No, the gas didn't go out.
The fridge did go out.
No, it didn't. The electric part did, yeah, but when electric was up, the gas comes on.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we had it on electric because I threw some of that stuff away that was in the fridge.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We did. I take that back. We did because I had it running on lithium. And then when the batteries in lithium shut down, by the time we found out that they shut down, we was in a hotel for 3 days. Yeah. And it sat out in the parking lot for 3 days. And yeah, the refrigerator did get warm. That's right. And we threw a lot of stuff out because I don't take chances with food.
We were in the hotel up there because we got our grandson, and he likes to swim in the pool.
Mockingbird.
Oh yeah.
Little bastard. He's looking for my geckos.
Oh.
Get out of here.
Oh.
He can eat whatever he wants, but I don't want him eating my. I got a pet gecko over here, and I want him to leave it alone.
Yeah. Well, he said that's a bee.
Yeah. He comes around because of these flowers.
Yeah. Okay. V1954 says, I like both. I think the long news might be easier for you. The short was a real treat because in previous times we really missed it when you were away.
Yeah, that's why I did him short. in spurts of 5 to 8 minutes or whatever it was. It was like a post them, and that way, I didn't want to leave you guys high and dry, and I didn't want you to forget me and go subscribe to other channels. And that's what happens. I mean, it sounds like a joke, but it happens. People, if you don't do things regularly and keep it going, they say, well, he's not here anymore. So let's go look at this guy's channel over here.
Pamela also, the best part of any news that Skip does is his laughing. When he does take a chance, and I said, you wouldn't believe it by some of the videos that you see. I actually married him for his sense of humor because it's a little weird, but he does laugh a lot. Like I said, just when he has an audience, when he gives his grievances. It's not all the time.
We're driving around on the highway and stuff, and you'd be surprised about when I'm driving. To me, I'm back working again. In my mind, I'm back working again. I'm dealing with these idiots out here on the highway again that I didn't want to deal with anymore. I can't believe that guy done that. Look at this idiot. That's me driving all night long. Look at that dumbass. That's all I see.
Yeah.
And she sees them too. I mean, we've seen some stupid stuff on the road that I can't believe these people are doing this.
Yeah, it's amazing. You think everybody gets their license at the same place, but like I said, they have their own rules sometimes. It's that way down here too. I mean, you go in a roundabout. Oh, and that's something, and I think we got video of it, but I'm not sure.
In Pendleton?
Yeah.
Weirdest roundabouts we ever seen.
Right when you get off the interstate, there's a roundabout. I've never seen anything like it. It was very, and this was the town we come from.
It's something new since we were alive.
Yeah, it's new since we get. But right when you get off the interstate, you have to take a roundabout.
Yeah, you got off the interstate, roundabout. I mean, right now.
Yeah.
And them poor semis, I don't know how they deal with that, but then you had to go through that roundabout to get to another roundabout to get to where I wanted to go, where there's a McDonald's that had truck parking.
Yeah.
And then to get on the highway, you had to go through 2 roundabouts to get on the highway to go to directions I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
I don't know where they come up with that design.
David S. says, have you ever visited the Louisville Slugger Factory Museum on your travels?
It wasn't too far down the road. Matter of fact, the guy at the hotel recommended that. We just didn't have time. We were kind of running short because I got an email from the guy saying the RV was ready to go. I'd already booked a room for that night. And I said, okay, well, I won't be down there till tomorrow to get it. But we head down there. So the guy told us, he said he always recommended the Louisville Slugger Museum and stuff there. And we intended to go there, but by the time we went to this one, I know you're going to hate it, but we went to this one graveyard. God, we were in there for hours.
Yeah.
And then we got hungry. And by that time, I just said, heck, let's go back to the hotel. I need a nap.
Yeah. But like, it was nice. And the things we found while we were traveling was biggest share of the trip, actually, because we spent so much time in Kentucky that we didn't intend to spend. We were going to spend the time with family up in Indiana, and just with the problem that we had, we spent a lot of time in Kentucky letting Wayne work on the campers.
Yeah.
So
we also intended to stay, because this was off season.
Yeah.
And I didn't make reservations. Well, it wouldn't make a difference anyway. We were going to stay probably about a week in Fort Wayne at Johnny Appleseed's RV park. We know where it is. And it's in a perfect location for everything in Fort Wayne. And I called up there about 2 days before we were going to arrive, and she said that they were booked solid for the next 2 months. No openings whatsoever.
Yeah, and it was right after the festival. I knew I hadn't called before because they were having the Johnny Appleseed Festival there in Fort Wayne, and I know that's a big deal up there. And the festival was over, so I figured they'd have room, and they didn't. I mean, they were booked all the way through October. So, then I said we didn't have much choices after that. Like I said, in the middle of the night, I said we just booked a room.
Yeah, we
but like I said, it was great because the grandson
we
got to
stayed
swim.
at I think it was there. We stayed at, out of all the hotels we stayed at, the best hotel.
Staybridge.
Was that stay in Fort Wayne?
Staybridge Suites, yes.
Staybridge Inn and Suites. A little bit more, but man, what a nice place.
And it's
I'd
in
stay there again.
Coventry area. And nice, very, very nice. A lot of restaurants around, and like I said, the best sleep. I'm telling you, they have the best beds. It's part of the Holiday Inn group, the IHG group. And
Do we have a free stay yet?
not with them. We have one with the other one.
The other one what?
The other hotel,
What hotel?
Choice Hotels. It's Comfort Inn,
Oh,
Comfort Inn, Quality Inn.
we stayed at the Holiday Inn Express. I like Holiday Inn Expresses, and we stayed one in Shelbyville, Kentucky. I'm going to stay for 2 days because that's what I was told. It'd take 2 days to get my RV ready. Well, it ended up being 3. So I went downstairs or called downstairs, said, "How I'd like to book it for one more night." And he said, "You can't. We're booked up for the next 2 weeks for a convention in Louisville. You've got to go."
Yeah.
So we
They
called.
sent us to the other one.
Yeah, we'll go to the other hotel, which is Comfort Inn and Suites. Okay, not great. I wouldn't recommend going there. Just as much, but not great. And we got a night there. Well, we went back to that area for a night. I said, "Well, let's just stay over to Comfort Inn and Suites," thinking that the Holiday Inn's probably booked, because she said for 2 weeks. And we got a room there again. And this second time we stayed at that Comfort Inn and Suites was worse. There were 2 or 3 cockroaches in my room that I killed. And as I told the guy about it, and as I'm walking down to the front desk to complain a little bit, there was a cockroach running down the hallway. I picked it up live, took it down there to him, and handed it to him in his hand. Probably scared the hell out of him, but I didn't care.
Yeah, that's the plus about having the motorhome is we don't have to worry about somebody else's bugs.
Yeah, I know all people say, "Well, isn't it a lot of work having a motorhome running around?" Well, it is and it ain't. I mean, I've done hotels a lot in my lifetime. I mean, a lot. And I have never, other than a handful, ever really stayed at a hotel that I thought was worth the money. Any of them. They're noisy. They got kids that run around. They slam the doors. They're always making noise.
You never want to stay next to a elevator
But yeah,
or the laundry room.
or the exercise room.
Yeah.
Or if they have a kid's playroom with like pinball machines and stuff like
And Staybridge Suites are nice, but something I found out, Laura, when I was looking all these up to find points, because our card is so old that we couldn't remember the name or the password on it or what have you. So I had to change all that. And when I was looking stuff up, I found out that you get points for your stays, so many points for your stays. The Staybridge Suites, even though I think they're wonderful hotels, they only give you half as many points as what a Holiday Inn Express would have. And they've got more in the system than just Holiday Inn and Staybridge. There's several different hotels in that chain. But like I said, we really like that Staybridge, but I found out there's half as many. We would have had enough points if we stayed in a Holiday Inn Express instead of the Staybridge, because they only have half as many points. So
Kathy
I
B in the
did not
603.
know that.
Hi, Kathy. Rick Anderson says, "Maybe do a special news featuring all New Yorkers only."
That would be fun.
Good Lord. That would take 2 hours.
Yeah, David S. said the Corvette Museum, the Louisville Slugger, and the Coca-Cola Museum are nice stops for Chicago to the villages. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. From Chicago, it's a nice stop. And I said, you stay a couple days and look around. And I seen something too that I almost called them to see if we could get in, but it's called the Kentucky Castle. And we were just going by it. We were on the Bourbon Trail, I believe. And we went by it, and it's just amidst all this greenery, all the grass, and there's this castle. Otherwise, you see a lot of horse farms and everything, because that's kind of the horse capital.
Wasn't that kind of like halfway? Where was that at?
And I said, I know we were on the Bourbon Trail. And it was before, think of the boulevard.
It just kind of stood out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, but it was it looked like a real castle. So I looked it up to see what it was, because I'd never heard of it. And you can stay there. It's kind of a hotel and restaurant, and I can't tell you how much it probably costs, but it looked interesting. And we had promised ourselves that we were going to do one big wow while we were gone. We didn't get to do that because of things, but I thought, oh, that would be a big wow. But they have cottages also, and I think they only have like 15 or 18 rooms, something like that. But just the ambiance of the place is just incredible. Like I said, so it was, might be something for the next trip. You never know.
Well, Louisville's a busy town anymore. It isn't like it used to be. If you haven't been to Louisville for a while, I'll tell you this, And I got no answer for you. We talked about it going down the road from Florida. Once we cross that Georgia line, but actually it includes Florida, all the way to Indianapolis. They keep talking about how bad a shape financially our country is in, and we ain't got no money, and they're giving away too much money, and we can't afford this and we can't afford that. Well, I'm here to tell you, up 75 anyway, over to Louisville, and up 65. That's the way we went. I came home kind of the same way, but construction everywhere, and I don't mean just highways. Highways are being tore up everywhere. You get off the road to any of these towns, and they're building homes like the Villages is building homes.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it that, some of these places were, well, not some of them, all of them that we'd went to, they were just building homes left and right.
Shelbyville, Kentucky, out in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking to farmers out there, and they're saying, we never used to have this kind of traffic until everybody in Louisville come over and started buying up acreage and building these homes out here. It's everywhere. So if the country's in that bad a shape, then why is it building homes everywhere? Somebody's buying them.
Yeah. Bear Creek Girl says, hubby and I have started looking at other communities near the Villages. Do you all know about Oak Run or Stone Creek? Well, I think you're talking about maybe Water Oak. I never heard of Oak Run, but Water Oak is a manufactured home community, but it's large. It's very large, and it's just outside of the Villages.
And Stone Creek's next door, right?
And Stone Creek is next door.
Yeah.
Now, Water Oak.
This is a Del Webb community.
Is that Stone Creek or there's
The one across the road
Stonecrest and
is
Spruce
Del
Creek?
Webb. Maybe.
Yeah, I can't never keep them straight.
There are
But-
2 or 3 around.
Yeah.
Here,
And they're nice. The one thing I tell you about Stonecrest that I noticed is, and I said, if you've not been inside the Villages, it may not make a difference to you. But after being here, I went over there and went through one of their rec centers, and it reminded me of the high school library. I mean, it was just, like I said, if you've been in the rec centers here, it's kind of a wow thing. But over there, it was very, it was reformatory green, and they had bookshelves and a pool table, that kind of thing. But it was very understated.
My only advice is, no matter where you go, here, there, or whatever, if it's a retirement community, ask questions. When they say we're 55 plus, ask them, do you have any children living here? It may sound like a dumb question, but it's not. Can I park my pickup truck in the driveway? Ask these questions.
Can you get your pickup in the garage?
Yeah, there's some communities that says your pick, if you got a truck, it has to be in the garage. It
Yeah.
cannot be parked in the driveway. If you buy a smaller home, do you have guest parking for residents guests? And if it's full, who enforces that rule? I'm telling you what I know.
And something that I've read a lot about is if they're not still building, if they don't have a new area going in or something like that, then you're prone to the developers selling to other companies. And I said you kind of lose whatever guarantee you had of things. I said you lose that if it goes to a new developer. They may have their own rules, that kind of thing. So see that they're still building. And I said because once a developer gets done and hands you off to somebody else, you don't know what's going to happen. Now here, it's been a family thing. For years and years, it's been family that's taken over the reins. When one would go, then the next one would take over. Don't know how long that'll last, but don't see any signs of it not lasting. But yeah, I don't know a whole lot about those other outside communities, but ask questions. On Top of the World.
Hi, Mimi Al.
Yeah, On Top of the World's also a nice option.
Same thing there. Ask questions.
Yeah.
Because I know On Top of the World has different sections. Some sections are family sections, I think. Been a long while since I've been up there. I mean, I'm talking years since I've been up there. Some sections, you actually don't own the property the house sits on. You have to lease it for 99 years. Other sections, you own the property that the house sits on. So make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and they all offer different amenities. Some of them you get your yard work done for free. Some of them, you take care of the yard because this property belongs to you.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
If you lease the property, they take care of the property. If you buy the property, then you have to take care of the property.
Yeah. But that, ask questions. It's important. Laura says report the hotels with bugs to corporate office. Yeah, and let's on top of that.
You got to be kidding me, right? When was the last time you booked a hotel room? You're talking to some guy with a rug on his head out in India somewhere, and you ask him questions. He agrees to anything you say. The last guy we talked to, I said, we asked him to connect us to the front desk at the hotel. He kept saying, well, I can answer any questions you want. I said, I got questions to ask, and you're not even at the hotel. You can't answer anything truthfully. He said, okay, hold on.
Yeah, because we wanted to know if there was room to park the motorhome and the car. We were pulling the car behind the motorhome. We wanted to make sure the parking lot was big enough that we could park there. And I said, somebody in India could not tell you that. They don't know
But they'll
the
agree.
property.
Oh, yeah, you got plenty of room.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got plenty of room.
Yeah.
Yes, God, you got plenty of room. You park any way you
Right.
want to.
And I said, we found that out, ourselves, that sometimes it's not only, sometimes they don't have the room. They got lots of parking, but
I can
not
tell
big
you that
enough.
the hotels that we would go back to, like Sterry Prince and Fort Wayne, I would go back there. Before we left, we got a card from them with their phone number on it. So if we go back up there again, I will not be calling the reservation number that's on the website. I will be calling them.
And you usually get the best price out of the desk too. So
Where was that other Holiday Inn we stayed at? It was an old Holiday Inn. They were rebuilding this thing, and
Nicholasville.
yeah, we stayed there. The hotel's fine. It was just a bad choice for us because they were remodeling rooms. I believe one of them might have been right above me.
Yeah.
It was just kind of noisy.
But we wanted something close to the Ark. We wanted to see the Ark encounter. So
Yeah, we
wanted,
did. I went and seen
you
the
know,
Ark this
We
time.
wanted something close to there, and then I said, I have my deck of cards, my Holiday Inn card, my Choice Hotel cards, and my Marriott card. So we kind of take turns with them, and I said they happened to be a Holiday Inn, and it was fairly close, so we tried it out. And I said they were in the midst of remodeling, so really, they didn't tell us that when we made the reservations, but yeah, it was not terrible, but probably not the best choice.
Greg says this is the best way to spend a lunch break. What? You didn't know about this till just now? Are you subscribed to my channel? I know you are. He's also a Patreon member. Thank you, Craig. And he's also a sponsor of my channel. He sponsors videos once in a while.
Maybe he's telling everybody else.
Yeah. I tried to get on here. I said, people may have questions for you.
Yeah. Faye Gallagher says Ontario has become full of roundabouts. We are familiar with them, but so many do not use turn signals when exiting. Yikes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I mean, and
Turn signal? There's two things about turn signals in Florida. Either they never use them or they just drive down the road with a blinking all the time.
we were behind a truck. Was it a truck? That
I don't know.
it was constantly blinking all the way down the interstate. It was annoying. No big deal, but it was annoying. But there's so many different kinds of roundabouts. That's what kills me, because we're used to roundabouts here, but we get up north and they've got different kinds. I mean, they have one lane roundabouts. And in a way, I think those are kind of safer. But I said, then there's 2-lane roundabouts. There's 3-lane roundabouts. They're just so many different kinds that you really have to learn what you're doing. And I felt when we got off at that Pendleton exit and there was a roundabout, I mean, I knew how to use a roundabout, but it was just such a shock to see it right there.
I would never have thought of seeing a roundabout right after an exit.
Yeah.
I mean, you exit the highway, boom, you're in a roundabout. I mean, I'd never seen that before. Not in Indiana anyway. Now, Carmel, Indiana, there might be there. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've been to Carmel. But I know in the Indianapolis area, Carmel is king of the roundabouts.
Yeah, they are. Arnaman says, I only stay at Marriott or Hilton properties. Yes, those are all very, very nice. And I said, we try to get something within a certain driving distance to where we're going. And so that's why we do other hotels. And I said, we've really not had a bad Holiday Inn Express experience. And I said, we like to stay with that chain because I said, you get the points. And the Comfort Inn is on a lower scale. It really is. It's Comfort Inn, Quality Inn, Severn in that chain. And I said, it just, it looked decent. And the people at Holiday Inn Express sent us there because, they weren't full.
Phil says we're starting to have signal loss and delays. In other words, it's buffering. Are we buffering to anybody else? If we are, then I'll go ahead and end this because I know that's frustrating and nobody wants to watch chat. So put in the chat if we're buffering. If we are, then we'll try to end this so it don't get any better.
Yeah. Yeah, Phil says for Craig to post his phone number for folks who might want to contact with Medicare questions. Yes, Craig, please put your phone number up, and in case somebody has some questions. A lot of times it isn't feasible to do it on here, other than short questions. But if you've got a lot of questions,
Don't put your phone number on there though, Craig. They may want to call you.
right?
And let me just warn you now, you may have to call Craig several times. Just saying.
Yeah, because a lot of people are wanting the same information. So
I've been calling him for probably 3 weeks, and he just got back with me today.
all right. Cindy says the castle is between Versailles and Lexington on US 60.
That sounds
Yes.
about right for
Yes.
sales. Yeah.
Yeah. Chet in the 850 says, hello, Skip and Sue. Glad you're home safely. We missed you. Well, we missed y'all. I mean, really, it's a difference when you're used to doing this every week. Let's see. Bye, Rick. He has to run. Leon Schultz says, I'm getting static as you speak.
Now, StreamYard. Oh, that's it. We're done.
Oh, okay. Well, that might say.
Okay, that's it. The battery's running out. It only got an 82% full charge this time, so that's been an hour anyway. That's enough. That's enough talking. I find that if you go much longer than an hour, people lose interest and leave anyway. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here. I may not do StreamYard anymore. I may just do it the old-fashioned way like you've always done it. I just thought I'd give this a shot. That's all.
Yeah.
Keep watching the videos. Those of you that ain't joined or subscribe. I'd like for you to join Patreon. Those of you that are a YouTube member, I'm just going to encourage you to drop your membership in YouTube and move it over to Patreon. I'm not going to do anything right away, but it's something that's been on my mind for a while to make my life a little easier.
And then the lunch should be sometime this month. I'll get back with you on the exact date for the Patreon lunch. What?
Seeing where your microphone's at.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're going to get out of here. Those of you that are all Patreon members, you heard Sue. She's going to she'll let me know, and then I'll let you know when the next Patreon lunch is going to be.
Yeah. See y'all.
Bye, y'all.